Hello friends, it's Elisa and welcome to a new reading vlog. I'm so excited for this week because we have a lot of things happening. And by a lot of things, I mean like two, but I'm very excited for both of them, so it feels like a lot. We have read Taylor's version happening later this week, and I'm so excited. I'm also very nervous because I'm gonna be a mess, but it'll be fine. There's also gonna be like a all too well like short film thing, and Miss Sadie Sink from Stranger Things is gonna be in it, so I'm just gonna be feeling a lot of things later this week when all of that is happening. But you know, when am I not feeling a lot of things? That's the question. But also this week for reading plans, we finally got a very exciting package in the mail. All last week I was complaining about how my package had not arrived with this book. I felt like Winifred Sanderson from Hocus Pocus.
Hello. I want my book.
But the package is here. It is time to open it, and I'm so excited. Oh my god, the pull thing actually worked. Let's do it so I don't show my address on camera. That's good. Ah, here she is. Finally. Oh, it's very shiny and very squeaky. Let's not do that. I love it. I'm so excited. I'm also very nervous because what if I hate it? I don't think I'm gonna hate it. I'm very excited. It's a fantasy retelling. That's like Marissa Meyer's thing. That's my thing with her. I'm just very excited. I think it's gonna be great. So these are gonna be the reading plans for this week. Can you tell how excited I am? I'm so excited. This is what I'm going to read this week, but I'm not going to do any reading now because I want to start working on editing last week's vlog, and I'm also going to be going out and doing some Christmas shopping with my mom and my sister later, so I need to figure out like what I need to get, if I have any ideas. I know I have some ideas for people, so I think I need to like figure out what I want to get today and if I can get any of that stuff today. But yeah, that'll be fun. I'm very excited, and I'm so excited it's finally here. Oh, also, speaking of Gilded, I did pre-order this, as we all know, as I complained about all last week, how pre-orders give me a stress. But because I pre-ordered it, I did the like pre-order gift thing. So I do have the short story already. That was one of the pre-order gifts, so I might also read that this week. We will see. But I think the like physical gifts they said would be within like delivered within a week to 2 weeks, and they sent that last week, so it could really be here anytime. So maybe we'll get that this week. We could do a little unboxing. I'm just very excited. I feel like I'm thriving this week. We get new Marissa Meyer content, we get new Taylor content, and it's like Red of all albums, which is like one of my favorite Taylor albums. I'm just so excited. It's gonna be a good week. I am gonna be on my period this week, so listening to Red is gonna be an emotional mess, but it'll be fine. Everything else, I will be thriving. Okay, I'm gonna go in my vlog now. I can't stop dancing. That's how excited I am over Gilded arriving. Okay, I'm gonna go in my vlog now. Besties. So it is now Tuesday. I have some reading updates for you all. I didn't read a ton. Where is the book? That might help. I didn't read a ton of Gilded last night. I did start it because I was so excited about it, but I only read like the first like couple chapters. I'm on page 11, so I'm doing well. But honestly, I didn't really read a lot yesterday because I just didn't have time. We ended up going out and doing some Christmas shopping, and by the time I got home, I did some reading. And then I just kind of got tired and got ready for bed. So that's why I didn't read a ton, but I'm hoping to read a little bit more today. Today's actually my sister's birthday, so once again, don't know how much reading I'll be able to do today, but I would like to do some. But yeah, it is my sister's birthday today, so I still need to wrap her present and also make her a card. So I think I'm going to do that before I forget. But I'm also going to, I think, edit as well today. I'm going to see how much of my vlog from last week I can edit and get done, because I didn't get to edit like any of that yesterday either. I don't know what happened yesterday. I just like ran out of time to do the things I wanted to do, but I definitely want to work on editing that. So I think that's my plan for today. Editing, wrapping, spending the day with my sister, hopefully doing some reading. But I do actually have some exciting book mail that I got that I was not anticipating to share with you. My friend Franny sent me a package. Funnily enough, I got a package in the mail from Amazon. I was like, this is a big box. I feel like this is probably from Franny. And the notes, they said from not me and from still not me, and I knew immediately that that was Franny. But basically, after testing positive for COVID, I think Franny just wanted to send me some gifts to make me feel better, which was very sweet. So first, the non-bookish thing. They sent me more candy. I actually got a package from Franny like earlier this year, and they sent me candy in that as well, and it was a huge bag of, oh god, I have to think about how I'm saying this, Reese's Pieces. I'm one of those weirdos that says Reese's Pieces, which I know is not right. It's just the way I've always said it. Reese's Pieces. I don't want to get picked on. Anyway, they just like to send me a lot of candy. So I have a lot of Sour Patch Kids and Sour Patch Watermelons. Clearly they listen when I speak, because I've said to them before that Sour Patch Watermelons are some of my favorite fruity candies. So very excited about this. I'm definitely not going to be able to eat all of this by myself, but that is okay. And then she also sent me a couple of books. So the first book that they sent me was Ironheart by Nina Varela. This is the sequel to Crier's War, which I read like over a year ago now. I've started so many series and haven't continued on. It's fine. But this is the sequel and I'm really excited about it. I really loved Crier's War like a lot. I think I gave it 5 stars. Like I really enjoyed that book. So I honestly might reread it and then read this. And I would love to read them soon because I'm just so excited about this. I need to know how it ends. I can't believe it's taken me like over a year to get the sequel. Never mind read it. So I'm very excited about this. And Franny knew that I really loved the first one. So thank you, Franny, for sending me this. You're doing me a favor by forcing me to finish some of the series I've started. But also they did send me another book that's like the first book in another series, but it's fine. They also sent me Graceling by Kristen Cashore. This is the first book in, I think it's just the Graceling series, the Graceling realm novel, I don't know. But this is kind of I think it's like a romance, fantasy romance type of series. I think all of the books are like set in the same world, but they're following different characters. I don't know if they ever like meet up with one another, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And just at the top of the description, it says that the main character is a Graceling, which is one of the rare people born with an extreme skill. So I don't really know much about this. I just heard really great things. This is one of those series that's been out for a really long time, I think. Hold on, let's see if I can figure out when. Oh, it says 2008 is when this was originally published, and I had wanted to read them because I always saw them in Barnes & Noble over, many years. And then a few years ago, Hannah from A Clockwork Reader actually picked up the series and really enjoyed them, and it made me want to kind of pick them up again. And then they also did a cover redesign, which I love these covers. I think they're stunning. So it just made me more excited to eventually pick up the series. So now I have the first one and I'm very excited. I'm interested to see what I think, but this is a series that I've wanted to read for a long time, so very excited to have this. But yeah, that is my little haul from Franny. Thank you, Franny, for sending me these things. It's so kind. You did not have to do that. You're a little angel baby. We even knew. But yeah, I think that is my update for now. I think I'm just gonna go and wrap my sister's present, make her card, get that done, and then I'm also gonna edit my vlog from last week. So right now is not very exciting, but later on celebrating my sister's birthday will be fun. And I also think we may be putting up a Christmas tree somewhere in this house at some point today. So I'm very excited about that. Hello, my dudes. It is Thursday. No, it's not. It's Wednesday. Oh my god. Can you tell I'm exhausted? It's fine. Yeah, I'm in bed because I'm about to take a fat nap. I got like maybe 3 hours of sleep last night, so that doesn't pass the vibe check. So I'm gonna take a nap. I was gonna film a video today. That's not happening. My sister was actually just here. We went for a walk and just hung out, so that was nice, but now it is bedtime. I think I'm going to try and read later on, probably after my nap, but I think if I tried to read right now, it just would not work. I would just fall asleep. So I'm gonna take a nap, then I'll do some reading. Hopefully I can read more than 10 pages of Gilded because that's all I've read so far. Alright, hello, it is now Thursday. I honestly don't have a lot to update because I still have not read anything. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've been so impatient to get my copy of Gilded. I get it, read 10 pages, and then don't pick it up. I don't know. I don't know. I can't explain it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna join my furry friend. I don't actually know if you can see him. He's sleeping on my bed. I think he has the right idea. I'm gonna jump in next to him and I think try and do some reading before we have dinner tonight because I think my sister and her fiance are coming over. We're having Indian food and then we're setting up a Christmas tree. And I'm very excited about it. Two seconds in, already crying. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. I'll do anything you say if you say it with your hands.
Indie record that's much cooler than mine.
Time to cry. Had something to lose. Did y'all hear the way she just said Prince? Ma'am? Walked in expecting you'd be late. I watched it begin again. Shake Gyllenhaal. Count your days. What? Blondie, what? Yeehaw. T. Mm-mm.
We have two choices.
Good night. Well, hello, my friends. um, let's talk about Taylor. Let's talk about Red Taylor's version. I do have updates on Gilded, but we gotta talk about Red first because I'm feeling things. Yeah, so Red Taylor's version was released last night. Was up till like 3 a.m. listening to it because like over 2 hours long. And by the time I got to the end, I was so tired, but I couldn't fall asleep. I was still kind of reeling from the 10-minute version of All Too Well, but it's fine. But it's so good. I have always loved Red. Red was always like my favorite Taylor Swift album until probably recently. I would say Red and Folklore are probably my favorites. I did go through a bit of a crisis when I feel like last year with the Taylor Swift readathon that I was one of the co-hosts for, we were talking about like rankings all the time and songs and albums, and I just started having like a crisis about my favorite Taylor Swift songs and albums. But now I just know like Red was always one of my favorites, and now it's still one of my favorites. So having the new like Taylor's version of Red, I'm unwell. And I feel like there's certain songs on Red, even though I love Red and I do love all of the songs on Red, I feel like there were songs that I just didn't listen to as much, but I feel like the new versions are like better and they've just made me appreciate some of these songs more than I did before. And it's so good. The 10-minute version of All Too Well, I can't. We've waited 84 years for this. I just can't believe it. Like, we have it, we've heard it, I've listened to it. What? It doesn't make sense. I kind of just accepted we were never getting it, so the fact that, like, we have it, I've heard it multiple times, it doesn't compute, and it's so good. I feel like I don't understand, like, how she cut any of that before, because some of the stuff that was cut out of the original one, like, how did she do that? Also, like, the end, how it kind of, like, trails off and gets softer and softer, like, I'm so sad that wasn't in the original. It's so good. And then the vault tracks, I'm still trying to figure out what my favorites are. I've only heard, like, those ones a couple times. I listened to the whole album last night, and then this morning I just went through and listened to the vault tracks and the 10-minute version of All Too Well again. I'm probably going to have the album on all day, you know, as you do. But I'm still trying to figure out my favorite vault tracks. I know I really love Forever Winter. I feel like I'm not seeing as many people talk about that one, but I really like it. And also Run and Message in a Bottle is such a bop. And I Bet You Think About Me is like so yeehaw, and I kind of love it. I'm literally naming all of them because Nothing New is also great. The Very First Night is also great. Like, I'm just listing them all, but I do think Forever Winter might be my favorite, and Run. I think those two might be my favorite, but I don't know. I'm sure I'll change my mind like 50 times. But yeah, it's so good. And it's so, I think I said this with Fearless as well, it's just, even though like the reason why she's re-recording the albums is obviously not a great situation, it's been so fun being able to like relive these albums and like get to experience the release of them again, especially Fearless and Red for me, because I feel like I have a lot of like, not that I don't have a lot of emotions attached to all of her albums, because of course I do, but I just feel like there's a lot of like very specific memories and emotions and things for me personally that are attached to Fearless and Red. So these first two releases have been a journey. And I feel like it's just been really cool to be able to experience them again, especially because this album, I feel like, was when I transitioned from being like a small child who just really liked Taylor Swift to like the stan obsessed person that I am, and like started getting really involved in like the fandom and like being the obsessed Taylor Swift fan that I am. So I feel like it's just like really weird to hear, sorry my chair's squeaking, to hear this album now. I don't know, it's also the first time I saw her in concert. I went to the Red tour, and that's another reason, like State of Grace, I immediately started crying because that song already makes me cry. That was the opening song for the Red tour, so just because of that, it makes me really emotional to hear. And then the re-recorded version is so good. I was a mess right from the start. But yeah, I love it. Obviously, I could talk about it for days. I love it so much. I think it's so good. I think there's so many songs that are like better than the originals, like Girl at Home. What did she put in that song? What happened? Because that was like a completely different song. It's so good. And obviously, like, I'm going to appreciate this because I do love Red so much. So I'm not like trying to be like, okay, next one, let's go. But I'm really interested to see which album is going to be next because she's clearly not going in any order or like order of release. So I really don't know what's going to be next. I feel like she's dropped hints for Speak Now more recently, but I feel like she was dropping hints for 1989 and then we got the Red announcement. So Blondie's just unhinged. We don't really know what she's going to do. I definitely feel like Red was probably the one that I was the most excited to hear. So now I'm just like, okay, like, what's gonna happen next? I'm just excited. I feel like the Reputation vault tracks are going to be wild. So I'm really excited for that one, but I don't think she can re-record that one yet. I think she can start re-recording that one next year, I think. So that one is probably not gonna be next. I mean, it could be, but she's probably already working on one now. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be Speak Now or 1989. Or that's what I feel like. So it might be Debut because, like I said, she's unhinged. Who really knows? But I'm also really excited for Debut because I feel like so many people are gonna like hear it for the first time and like appreciate it, and I'm just excited to like hear the new versions and get like re-obsessed with it. It's gonna be so good. Anyways, now I'm just talking about Taylor Swift. I could literally talk about Taylor Swift all day, so I'll wrap it up. But yeah, Red, Taylor's version. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know your favorite like re-recorded song or just like your favorite song off the album in general, or like your top 3, top 5, your favorite vault tracks, I would love to know. And also, did you have a mental breakdown to the 10-minute version of All Too Well? Yes or yes? Alright, I guess it's time to move on now. But it's still exciting things to talk about because I'm going to be talking about Gilded, and I'm really excited because I'm really enjoying this. I know, like, disclaimer, I'm a bit biased when it comes to Marissa Meyer. I just think, like, because I've read, like, all of her books, other than, like, some of the anthologies she's been a part of. I've read a lot of her books. I've reread some of her books multiple times. And so her writing to me is just very like familiar, and like because Lunar Chronicles is one of my favorite series, it's like a comfort series for me. I find her writing comforting, as like sappy and cheesy as it sounds. So even though it's a new book, new characters, new world, new everything, it's still comforting because it's her writing, if that makes sense. So I'm really enjoying it. But again, like I said, like I definitely have a bias, and I don't know if like I can give a review that's not super just like, yeah, it was great. But I am really enjoying it. It's a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. I don't know if I've said that in this vlog yet, which is really interesting because that's not typically a story that gets retold very often. Honestly, I didn't know much about the Rumpelstiltskin story before this book because I never really read it or really knew much about it. The only thing that I knew about Rumpelstiltskin was the guy from Once Upon a Time. Every time I hear Rumpelstiltskin, that is what I think of, and the Once Upon a Time Rumpelstiltskin and this Rumpelstiltskin, very different. I think they're pretty different. So yeah, I've really only learned about the kind of actual original story more so from just Marissa Meyer talking about this book and her sharing the original story and her talking about bits and pieces of it and what she, took inspiration from and what she changed and all of that. So it's really interesting because I don't exactly know where it's going to go. And I feel like I've also kind of passed the point. I didn't say how far into it. I stopped in the middle of a chapter. I think things with Taylor Swift started happening. I was reading leading up to the release a little bit. I read before as well. I actually read like a decent amount. I'm on page 133. I was trying to figure out where I stopped. So I read like over 100 pages yesterday, and a majority of that I read in like one sitting. But I was reading again, like I said, before Taylor released Red, so I kind of stopped in the middle of a chapter. But I'm on page 133, and I feel like I've gotten to the point where it's like kind of surpassed the main synopsis I've heard for this book. So that plus me not really knowing that much about the original story, I feel like I really have no idea what's going to happen, where it's going to go. I'm very interested to keep reading and to see what happens and what's going on, because there's something very weird happening where I'm at right now with very, very minimal description, because I'm not going to say spoilers or anything in this vlog for this book. But basically our main character, Cyrilda, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I think I am. She basically wakes up in a situation that's very different from when she fell asleep, if that makes sense. So I'm really confused. She's confused about what's going on, and I am just very curious about the situation that she's in right now. So I'm excited to keep reading. I definitely want to do some reading today. I feel like I can get through it pretty quickly. I mean, I read over 100 pages yesterday, and like I said, like, it's just so easy to read for me, I think, because her writing is so familiar. Even though it is a new world and new characters, it's just so easy for me to like fly through, and I am really enjoying it. So I definitely think I could read a decent amount today. It's a really rainy and windy and just like cloudy day, so it's the perfect day to get in bed and read. So I will definitely be doing that later on, especially because I don't think I'm gonna have that much time to read this weekend. Tomorrow night we're doing the Halloween party that didn't get to happen on Halloween or Halloween weekend because the Rona took over, but we're having a Halloween party tomorrow night, and it's also going to be like a mixture for my sister's birthday, and then on Sunday I'm doing a Friendsgiving thing. So don't know how much time I'm going to have to read like this weekend, but I'm going to be able to read probably before the party tomorrow and like after the Friendsgiving thing on Sunday, because I don't think it's going to be like an all-day thing. So hopefully I can get some reading in this weekend, because I would like to finish this weekend. I'm really enjoying it and it's going really fast, so I think I could, but we'll see. I'm obviously going to be a little bit more busy, so I don't know if that's going to happen, but I definitely want to read a lot today because I'm really enjoying it. Also, me and my friend Brittany are kind of buddy reading this book. She got her copy like a couple days after I got mine, and I still only read like 10 pages, so I think we're gonna buddy read it a little bit. I'm gonna probably message her at some point today and see where she's at and hear her thoughts so far, but I'm really enjoying it. Excited to see where it goes. Definitely gonna do some reading today because it's the perfect weather. It's the perfect weather for read and reading. It's just gonna be a vibe. I keep forgetting about the All Too Well short film. I keep forgetting and then remembering. Oh god. Gotta start mentally preparing. I can't even speak English right now. I gotta go. Alright, hello, it is now Monday, which means it's time for me to quickly wrap up this vlog, but obviously I have some thoughts before we leave. So, first of all, Gilded Updates, because you might want to hear that more so than Taylor Swift related things. But I did read a little bit of Gilded over the weekend. I'm up to page 231, which is chapter 25. I'm like almost halfway through. I definitely didn't read as much of this week as I thought I was going to. I just kind of had a busy weekend, and then throughout the week I wasn't, like, I had different things going on where I wasn't feeling great, so I didn't read as much of this as I wanted to, but I do plan on vlogging this coming week as well, in attempts and hopes that I will finish this, and then I probably am going to take a week off, like the week of Thanksgiving off from vlogging, and then we'll be weekly vlogging for Vlogmas, which is so crazy that that's so soon. But anyway, but yeah, I do want to continue vlogging my experience reading this because I'm just so excited about it, and I'm still really enjoying it. I keep having to... Something just fell on my desk and it startled me. I keep having to remember that this isn't a standalone. I only found out that this was going to be a duology like a few weeks before this book came out, so I keep having to reassess the way I'm thinking about this book because for so long I thought it was a standalone, and I keep thinking like I feel like more should have been happening so far. Like I feel like we should have been farther along in the plot, but then I'm like, oh, but this is only the first book. Like, settle down. But yeah, I am still enjoying it. I'm very intrigued to know about all of the different characters and the way this kind of world works and everything, and how the situation that our main character Cerilda has gotten herself into, how that's all going to work out. So we will be finding that out in next week's vlog, but I'm still really enjoying it. And then I of course want to talk about the All Too Well short film, because who else had a meltdown? Because I did. I watched it, sobbed, and then to cope I watched it again. I don't recommend that because I just started crying even more. And I keep telling everyone this because it's like combining all of my favorite things. So Sadie Sink, who was like the main lead in the short film, is from Stranger Things. She's been in other things, but she's from Stranger Things. And she, in the part where Dylan O'Brien is talking to her dad, that's Sean Levy, who is the director of Stranger Things. And when I noticed it was him, like I saw his face and I just went into complete shock. Like I think I gasped. I was like, oh my god, the crossover continues, because we all know I love Stranger Things. We all know I love Taylor Swift. The two things that I go completely feral over, combining. It's just, it was too much for this pea brain. But yeah, it was really, really good. I bought merch for it that I probably shouldn't have because money, but I just loved it so much. I thought it was so good and so well done, and if you haven't watched it, I will literally link it below. Please go and watch it. It's 14 minutes. That's, you know, that's not very long. It's beautiful. It's so good. Please watch it. And now everyone's just like constantly thinking about all these theories about like which album's gonna be next. 1989 and Speak Now have like the most theories, which makes me think that Debut's gonna be next. I really think that Taylor's just clowning all of us, and it would be so funny if Debut was next and not either of those, but who knows? We will see. But I think that that's it for this week's vlog. If you've watched the All Too Well short film, if you've listened to read Taylor's version, please leave all your thoughts down below, because I will always want to talk about Taylor Swift. I could literally talk about Taylor Swift for hours and hours on end. So please leave all your comments, all your thoughts, because I want to hear them and I want to have a discussion about them. But also, like I said, I will be continuing to vlog this coming week. We will continue to read Gilded together. I will continue to give all my thoughts on that. And I think that will be it though for this week's vlog. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye friends.